There's this passage in Scripture that, it's my favorite passage because it gives this beautiful picture of Jesus with a human being that I don't see anywhere else in Scripture. You see, in this passage in Mark chapter 7, Jesus has just walked over 100 miles. It's before cars or trains or airplanes. He might have used a donkey a portion of the way. As a human being, he's probably very tired, and people are all around him, crowds just constantly after him. And he gets to this point where two people bring to him a friend, and they just beg him to touch their friend because they believe, for whatever reason, that one touch, one encounter with the person of Jesus Christ somehow, in some way, was going to completely change their friend's life.
We are amazed in the light of the stars. It's all proclaiming who you are. You're beautiful.
The thing I love about this passage is that it just seems to bring faith to life, you know? You see, that it goes on and it explains that Jesus took this man who had this problems hearing and he had a speech impediment, and the passage says he took him aside from the crowd privately. Just one-on-one. There's an entire crowd of people looking, and he's one-on-one with this man. And the passage says that he puts his fingers into the man's ears. Now, I highly doubt he was like this, trying to create space. This is an intimate picture of Jesus Christ holding one of his creation. And he touches the man's tongue. And right after that, he looks up to heaven and he says the word Ephphatha, which means to be opened. And at that moment, from one touch, one encounter, one-on-one with Christ, he was healed. I mean, for the first time ever, this man could hear sounds. He could speak clearly. And it says that the crowd that was watching this whole thing take place, man, they were astonished, it says. And then it says this, that Jesus looks at the crowd and he says, "Don't tell anyone that I did this." Now, like, why would that be? You would think that Jesus would want everybody to know. I mean, why would he not want people to tell? Here's the thing. You see, to Jesus, this wasn't an event. It wasn't a once-a-week thing. This was a personal encounter with one of his creation. And his concern was that everybody watching this whole thing take place, you see, they were astonished at the event. And it was much more than that to Jesus. You see, can you imagine everybody leaving? The crowd was astonished. And it says, the passage clearly says that they went and they told everyone they knew about what they saw. But think about the difference. That man left, not astonished at what he saw, but that man left and his life was changed forever. Completely different stories, completely different implications to seeing Jesus, to being at the same place at the same time. You see, I came here to our sanctuary. This is where I teach every week on Sundays, and it's empty. This is just a shell. And so many times what happens is, especially in high school, what we do is we gain this sense of identity in the event.